Hi everybody, this is Carissa and welcome back to my YouTube channel Inky Fairy Designs. I'm happy to be back already with another project featuring Maker Forte products. So I pulled out a bunch of products because I wasn't exactly sure where I wanted to take this card quite yet when I sat down to create. So I pulled out 3 stamp sets that I kind of knew I want to create with and wasn't sure exactly which one I would use. So those are the 3 stamp sets. Those florals are called BU Dahlia and Calming Cosmos. I will go ahead and link those in the description anyway, even though I end up using the butterfly stamp set, which is called Build a Butterfly with Sentiments by Varada Sharma Designs in collaboration with Maker Forte. There's also a stencil on my desk that is called Tessa Dots Square. I end up not using that either, but this ends up being the stamp set that I use in this card. And I don't know, I think the butterflies I just absolutely love. There's so many things that you could do with them, and you could actually just stamp and color the outlines. Or what I did was I stamped the block stamps and then stamped on top with the lines. So you'll see that a little bit later. But the only thing that I knew I wanted to do for this card was create the sunset that I had seen a few days ago while I was sitting on my front porch. I absolutely love our front porch. I've always loved porches, and when we built our home, I was so excited that we had a porch. So we sit out there often, and I was looking at the sky one evening, and it was just this incredible, like, pale yellow, and then it went into a lavender, and then it was starting to get dark, and there was like a dark blue. So I thought, I'm sitting on my porch and I'm thinking, what distress oxides could I use to recreate this, because it was stunning. So I thought, well, maybe antique linen could be like that pale yellowy color. So I pulled that out. And then for the lavender, I pulled out shaded lilac. And for the dark blue, I pulled out chipped sapphire. So I love how it turned out. Mm, it kind of looks more beachy. The yellow, the antique linen almost looks more like sand at the bottom, but I do love these colors together, and I was trying a new combination just kind of off the top of my head. So inspiration can come from anywhere, and I love looking at nature and just things around and trying to think of how I can use that in my card making or my art or anything like that. So I know in the last video I was talking about blending brushes, and I had used a different blending brush thing. And I told you guys that I was going to get these ones, these foam ones by scrapbook.com. So they came over the weekend. So of course I wanted to use them today. And I think I like them. I like the way they feel in my hand. I feel like the makeup type blending brushes just feel very awkward in my hand. They don't feel very ergonomic. But I know lots of people love them, and I've been trying to love them, but for some reason I think these I do like a little bit better. I am not using the Strathmore paper that I used in the last video. I'm trying new paper. This paper is actually the blending card that Maker Forte carries. I will have that linked in the description below as well. I think it is called Perfect Blend paper. That's what it's called. So I'll have a link to that. And I actually really liked it. It blended beautiful. So maybe that has something to do with the name Perfect Blend, but I felt, now see, I should probably use these with the same paper that I use the other ones, because I'm not doing a true test. I've changed up my tool and I've changed up my paper. So who knows which one it is that is creating, making it feel easier or getting a smoother blend. Could be either one. So I will have to play around and use some of that Strathmore paper that I used in the last video. I'll put a link or iCard here. You can check that one out if you want, and decide eventually over time I'll figure out which one I like. But look at those colors together. I think it is so pretty, and but you can really, I don't know if you guys see it as much as I do, but I feel like when I first looked at it that it really does look like sand at the bottom. I almost kind of totally switched directions and thought I needed to use some of the new beachy stamp sets that Maker Forte came out with this month, especially those ones by Jess Francisco, but I stuck to what I pulled out and I didn't really change too much. But this background will look pretty with one of those, and I may just make one of those and pop it up on my Instagram. So if you want to follow me over there at Inky Fairy Designs, be sure to do that. I share lots of different things there. In particular, right now I'm doing an iCAD daily challenge. It's kind of more mixed media if you're into that. I share pictures of my nails over there as well, different manicures that I'm wearing and stuff like that. So I do apologize that my manicure is feeling or looking so rough in this video. I really hate when my nails don't look good in a video, and but I just wasn't feeling it this weekend. I just really did not care to sit down and give myself a manicure. Even though it's super simple to do, I just didn't feel like doing it, and I went on a cleaning spree instead. So I ended up like really kind of messing my nails up. But anyway, I don't know what happened. I did not film this part. I realized when I went to turn off the camera that I was not even filming. So what I did with that background, I splattered some water and then I mixed some gouache, some white gouache with some water, and just splattered that on as well. And now I'm using a mister bottle by Maker Forte with some of their shimmery powder stuff, which I can't think of the exact name, but I will have it linked in the description box below. I mix that together with water and it makes a really fine spray of shimmer, and I just sprayed that on top. Once that is completely dry, I decided to stamp the sentiment directly on there. Oh, I wanted to mention too that I didn't film. I stamped the butterfly, the full, like, what is that, silhouette of the butterfly. I stamped that on watercolor paper with fossilized amber distress ink, Oxide ink, and then I stamped the outline on top, and then I just fussy cut it. I love that. It makes it super simple. You don't have to color and do all of that if you don't want to. It really makes a card come together super quick, and I love that you have the option in that stamp set to do either one. So you could totally color it all beautiful with your Copics or color pencils or watercolor, but if you don't want to do that, and I really didn't feel like sitting down and doing that, I wanted to make a quick and simple pretty card, you don't have to, so you have that option. I felt like the background needed, gosh, a little bit more. I don't know why, but I felt like stamping just the line art images from the stamp set in the background would really make the one that does have the color pop and stand out, and it did. I was a little nervous because the black ink from Maker Forte is super juicy, and I was like, oh my gosh, if I get that black like inside. Thankfully it didn't, so I was really happy about that. I just made careful that I did not smush with the tool on that side and just kind of pressed it with my fingers. So now I'm taking some more white cardstock from Maker Forte. I cut it down and to 4 1/4, and then I scored it at 5 1/2 to make a standard A2 size card. Then I realized my panel from Maker Forte, the Perfect Blend panel, was a exact card front size, so it was 4 1/4 and 5 1/2, and I wanted to have that little white border around. So I just trimmed a little bit, and now I'm adding some foam tape over top to give it a little bit more dimension. Also, it hides any warping from all of the medium that I put on that background, from the water and the spray and all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, with Deepest Sympathy is the stamp that I chose. I want to say thank you, first of all, to everybody who left your thoughts and condolences on my last video. I appreciate that so, so much. And I definitely have lots of cards that I need to send out that I haven't sent out yet. I have lost several family members this year, and I feel bad because I'm a card maker and I haven't really mailed my family cards. So I have a few stamp sets that are like sympathy, and I will probably work on making some of those. They're really hard cards to make. I mean, I think all of us can agree that they are probably one of the hardest cards to make. So yeah, I finally pushed through that block that I had of making sympathy cards, and I really love the way that this one turned out. I added some white gel pen stars on the background. It's just like my little signature thing. I love adding those stars in my mixed media, and since this background kind of had that vibe, I added those on there as well. Now I popped up the butterfly, and I'm adding that. And I think you can see how those images in the background really make the one focal image stand out even more. So I wanted to add a little bit more shimmer to the butterfly's wings, so I brought out a glitter pen, and I am just coloring in the little details in the line art on that butterfly. And that does it for the card. It is super simple. I could sit in one afternoon and make a ton of these backgrounds. They're ink blended, you know, just make a ton and do all those and then stamp. Everything else would come really quickly together. So this is a really fast and simple card. And if you didn't want to do a sympathy card, there are other sentiments in this stamp set that aren't sympathy. So you could do a happy birthday, just a fluttering by to say hi, or a thank you card. And there's also solid images, sentiments that say hello and love you. So it's a really versatile stamp set. I love it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Enjoy the close-ups. And if you did, please leave this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I will have 2 videos a month with Maker Forte and others sprinkled out throughout if I can get back into my groove, and hopefully now that I'm in my space I can do that. So I hope to have many more throughout the month. Maybe once a week I can shoot for something like that. I've always wanted to do once a week video, so I'm going to try for that. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I appreciate you all so much. I hope this video inspired you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.